Now, you hear us calling Sako and the rest con men. We call them 419ers. We call them all sort of names. And I see their headmaster, the man they call Uchiba, write a little piece there and said, say to Chris, and the commentator called him and said, who is Uchiba that we should be calling him? This is a guy who, I don't want to go low, but who is him? Who is him for us, for commentator, for Chris Anu to be calling him? Who is him? Ladies and gentlemen, when we come out calling these guys con men and con women, you are able to see exactly what we mean. There are many of them like that, they are just like their master, Sako, and I will tell you why. But this is what I am saying. Anytime you see anything either written or audio or video coming from the headmaster, ladies and gentlemen, know that they are incapable of speaking the truth. They are incapable of dishing out anything that is truth. And again, that descends to them from their leader, Sako. Don't forget that video, that preaching in Brazil, where Sako go and stands there and said, you know, God told me. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I always said to Christians, don't tell me God told you. Don't tell me God told you. If you tell me God told you, I will ask you, how did God tell you? Many people, when they want you to believe their lies and their concoction, they use the name of God in vain. They say, God told me, God spoke to me. How did he do it? That is not to say God doesn't minister to people or speak to people, but many people just make it up. Especially people in the ministry. Sako goes to Brazil and says, oh, God told me to pass out my churches, so I called my sons from my left, from my right, and told them, you go take that church in Victoria. You take the church in Tico. You take the church in Munya. You take the church in Moyoka. You take the Bible school in Cuba. Can you imagine somebody that is called a man of God fabricating these kind of lies? When you see a person who is able to stand before thousands of people and fabricate stuff like this, that person is capable of everything. And that's why we call them con men. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we call them con men. Don't call them pastors. Don't call them Christians. Don't call them believers. They are con men. The same con man, ladies and gentlemen. Many of you have asked the question, how come Secretary Chris just turned away from Sako and started talking ill of him? Because he played the same con on yours truly. The interim government has not embezzled a dime. The acting president does not live on a salary. Nobody lives on a salary. Nobody bills are paid. We all sacrifice and we still pay our own bills. Ladies and gentlemen, I walk out of cabinet. I present a problem. He would not as much as gather the strength to look into the problem, solve it. And after 1 year, talking about the problem, I realized that this guy was not serious. Somebody has to pin his foot on the ground and do something. I walked away from there. Guess what? The con man walked from one cabinet member to the other and told them, Secretary Chris is compromised. And you see the narrative that they promote out there. Secretary Chris is compromised. Secretary Chris was compromised when they released his mom. There are at least 4 cabinet members that I know, there are those I don't know, whom Sako went up to, framed me up, assassinated me before them. It was then I knew, ladies and gentlemen, this guy is a con guy. He's a 419er. He will say and do anything just to get his way. That was the day I drew the line. But I called him up. He brought a bishop and 3 of us, we sat down, 3 of us in front of the bishop. And I asked Sako, did you tell some cabinet members that Chris is compromised? He denied. The bishop is there. He can testify. Sako completely denied. Started shivering up. Who told you? Who told you about it? Was it the vice president? Was it Dr. Abongwa who told you? I said, your cabinet members. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying this to be childish or to be mean, but I'm trying to reveal to you why sometimes we take the stance that we take against this guy. He is incapable. We thought we had a brother. We thought we had a pastor. We thought we had somebody who is God-fearing. He doesn't have any fear of God in him. He will say anything, do anything, just to stay in power, earn a salary, earn a living. He is, in fact, the only man who has earned a salary in this struggle. Sisiko did not earn a salary. The interim government has not embezzled a dime. The acting president does not live on a salary. Nobody lives on a salary. Nobody bills are paid. We all sacrifice and we still pay our own bills. I have not earned or asked for a salary. Sako is the only one. And now after we found out who he is, he's trying to do everything to stay there. Please, every time you see anything coming from the headmaster of Ngi, please ignore it. He doesn't have the capability to speak the truth. Anything you see, anytime you see something coming from one, is it Roslyn Lem or something like that, please, they don't have the capability of speaking truth. I am very allergic to people who are manipulative and who don't have the capability to speak truth out there. The interim government has not embezzled a dime. The acting president does not live on a salary. Nobody lives on a salary. Nobody bills are paid. We all sacrifice and we still pay our own bills.